Hello! We are coming to you on a different night this week. We're coming to you Thursday night.
Date night.
You are officially invited to our date night.
Look how fortunate you are.
So today, friends of ours gave us this wine. They went upstate for the weekend. It's called Millbrook and stayed at this winery and brought us this bottle. It's just a really nice red blend.
It's from upstate New York.
Upstate New York, yes.
So,
yeah, I said upstate. I meant New York. Figure people know that by now.
We could be upstate Florida.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're ever in upstate New York, check out Hillbrook. I'm not drinking it, obviously. 75 hard. Go get it. But
what day is today?
22.
Wow.
And then, but yeah, always a good one to start with.
Yeah.
So, given that this is date night, and a lot of people back home are probably watching this are like, what's date night? That doesn't make sense. What's date night? Well, it's one day a week that Alyse and I focus on nothing but ourselves and our relationship. And we do something. I plan it one week, she plans it the other week, and then we have a book that we choose the other two out of. So tonight, after we are done this, we are going to be eating food that remind us, or snacks that remind us of our childhood, and
watching shows
that remind us of our childhood. So that was what we were doing out of the book, and it's all about creating memories. So anyways, we're talking about habits and rituals. How do we create those? How do we make sure that we can do this week in and week out? And it starts with these 4 steps for any habit or any ritual that you want to start.
Number 1, clarity. You have to get clear on what it is you want your habits to be. So one of the first habits that Justin and I actually created as a couple together was date night. You know, before we started, before we moved in together, before we did all those things, we started a date night. That was Thursday night. And whether we were together or we were apart, we would always reserve some time for just the two of us. And it's been a tradition that's lasted now for about a year and a half. And it's something that we make sure we come back to every week. And if we can't do it, we try to do it on Thursday nights. If we can't do it on a Thursday night, we'll move it to another night of the week. But we just make sure that we have that, we just have that clear focus, clarity on that is something that's super important to us. And it can expand to all parts of your life. You know, some of the things that we also have as individuals is me time. We make sure that we have a couple hours of just me time each week. Justin has his own me time, I have my own me time, and we make sure to schedule that in, because if you don't, oftentimes everything else is going to get in the way and come before you.
And so that's why you have to be super clear on what it is that you want and why you want it. And that leads us to number 2, which is purposeful. Anything, any habit, any ritual we're trying to put together, it needs to be purposeful, because willpower, it's fleeting. It might feel awesome while we're in it, or while we're doing it, or while we're thinking about it. But if it's not something that truly means something to us, something that we feel like deep in our soul, that truly fills us up and something that matters to us, it's going to get replaced with something else. So number 1, clarity. Number 2, purpose.
Number 3, accountability. Find a way to hold yourself accountable. There are a million ways to do this. And more often than not, you know what it is you need to hold yourself accountable. It could be as easy as adding it to your calendar, putting it on your calendar. Or it could be working with somebody like Justin and I to help hold you accountable. But there are so many different ways. It could even be a reminder. You know, put something on your door that reminds you, shoot, when I wake up every morning, I want to do this 1 or 2 things for myself. And as you walk by that thing on your door, that Post-it that you have, it reminds you, hey, I got to check in with myself. This is that habit that I want to make sure that I'm doing.
And number 4, which is very closely related to number 3 of accountability, is build a community around it. Tell the people around you about it. We tell everybody about date night. Why? Because if all of a sudden we are phoning our parents, or we're out with friends or whatever, our parents are going to be like, hey, isn't it date night? Or our friends are going to be like, hey, we know it's your guys' date night. And so it's something that's already known. It's ingrained in the culture of what's going on around you. So the more that you tell people around you what's going on, the more that you allow your community into what's going on, the more they're going to support you, the more they're going to help you, and the more they're going to hold you accountable. So make sure you're clear on what you want to do. Make sure it's purposeful. Get accountable. and have a community that's going to help hold you accountable. That is how you can create a habit, a ritual with any single thing you want to do. So with that, we're going to go enjoy date night. Enjoy. That's a weekly wind down.
Cheers to you.
Go on it.